Hello beautiful people, I hope you are all fine. So in this video we will learn that how we can convert our text to speech using Google TTS. I have created this simple page and the root name is TTS. I will show you that I show you the code. It's not anything in rocket science. You can see this. This is some text area. This is text. This is image, some style basic, and this is audio. Actually this time we have make it true, but we will add a condition that if we will have a URL, this audio URL, then we will make it visible, but for display purpose I have showed you. So what exactly will be happen that we will get our text from the user. We will set it in our this variable, and after this we will click on convert to speech. We will uh, send an API request to our server, and then our server will return us a URL which we can click. uh, okay, so let me show you my basic server which I have created. This is a basic node server which have some packages, the express we are using for this, and the body parser, the course Morgan, no, just forget it. It is for just displaying the messages which API is called. So just ignore it, not important as well. And the .env, so that we can access the env variables in our file. Okay, and then we have our server and this course Morgan. We have just called this, and this is our basic API, the hello world, and we are calling this here. If we will access it in our browser, so it will give us this response, hello world. So it's mean our server is working fine, and we have this. So let's start working on this. Okay. In our first step we have to get the API key from the Google so that we can use the Google TTS. We will search Google Cloud Console. uh, we have to log in it. I'm already logged in. Then we have to access this API and services you have in your dashboard. And if you are not looking at it, you need to create a project. So I have already created a dummy project named automated. Okay, and then you have to go enable API and services. You have to search text to speech. Okay, this you have to enable. You have to, in your case, you will have a button to enable it, and you have to enable and add your billing information in it, and it will make you enable. And after that we will go back again. So you will have the credentials. You will have to click on it. Actually I have already created a key, but now let's create another. So you have to create a key, create credential, and you have to enable the service account. You have to add the service name and everything you have to put, and after that you will have it, this an instance will be created like this, and you have to click on it, and this dashboard will be open like this, and then you have to come in the keys, and when you will add a key, you will download a JSON file, and with the extension .json, so it will be download in your machine, and after that you just have to keep it. Okay, so we suppose that you have reached here and you have downloaded the JSON key, and let's move on in our server, and we will create an endpoint here, app dot like post. We can create an endpoint text to, well, it's fine that it's TTS, it's fine, text to speech. Okay, and we will have request response const. So we will assuming that we will have text in our body. So suppose text, because we will send it from the front end. uh, After that, okay, we have text. Let's add authentication. If we don't have any text, we will return as dot status is equal to 400, send message, no text form. You can add additional checks here, but in our case it's fine for us. Then I have already downloaded the TTS file. We have to import and we have to bring it in our this directory. So I have this file in the downloads. Let me find this. We have this file. Let's copy, and we will go in this directory we reached. Okay, we can paste it here, or we can create another folder wherever we want to keep it. But for the demo purpose, I'm just pasting it here so that it stays simple. Okay, so we have this file, and one more thing we have to what we have to do, we have to go in our env file and we have to set the path of this file, so that when we are working with Google TTS, so it can get our this API key from this file. So we have to set one in Google application credentials, and we have to save the path. It's from the current directory tts.json. Okay, we have saved it here, and now we have to download a new package. We will open another terminal, npm I, and this Google Cloud text to speech. We will install it. Okay, this is installed, and we have to extract a variable required. Okay, its name is text to speech client. We have the client now. After that, we can call it Google client. We will initialize text to speech client. We have to prepare a request so that we can send the text and the other credentials to create a speech with this. Const request input text is equal to text. Okay, this text we are passing here, and then voice. In voice we have language, language, language code, en us, ssml gender. Actually, we can change the voices, but I will tell you about this in the next video, that how we can add multiple voices. But for this time, Let's go like but let's go female because it may be a bit pleasant. This is okay. Okay, and then it's a name because we have Google also provide a lot of voices, but for this process, this name I'm using. Let's make it male. I think we don't have female with this voice. Okay, and then after that, the third argument it is audio config, audio config, and we have audio encoding. It will be MP3 because this is most used in everywhere. Okay, response. Actually, we have to extract the response from the request we are sending. Await. Let's call it async function so that we can use await. Google client dot synthesis speech, and we have to send this request. Just make sure when you have set this env, you just need to restart the server to stop the server and on it again. Okay, so with this we will have our audio, and the other thing that we have to do, we have to save our audio somewhere in our server so that we can create a url. So let's create a folder, call it public, and we will store our this audio file in this public. Let's move it to try and catch, so that if we have error we can get it into the console. Okay, so for writing purpose, we have to import the fs and utilities. Control fs and require fs, and the other library util require util, sorry, util. Okay, so we have to create an instance so that we can write our this content into the mp3. We will create write file async. We can add anything, and then util dot promissify fs dot write file. I think this write instance is created. We have to create the path that we have to save our audio files there. So let's create. We have to import the path. It's a Node.js own libraries path require. Okay, let's say output path dot join. In our case we have public, and the file name also, so we can create our file name audio. Let's make it dynamic audio. Let's call, we can create a random number math.floor, so that we will have a random number here. We have the math.floor and then math.random multiply by 20 and then mp3. Okay, we have this uh, output path also, so we will write over this content const. It will be await write file async. It will receive output path and response dot audio, and so it will be binary. And after that, as it will be created, I think we just need to extract this name and we will keep it separate. File name. Okay, and we have to join with this file name here. It will be more easier. And one more thing we have to create, that our this folder is not public from our server, so we have to make it server sorry, make it public, so that when we access this file from our server, so it will be accessible first. Okay, and we have to make it here app.use. We need express.static. In it we have to pass path.join underscore name and public. Now this folder is static now and it will be accessible from the server directly. So whenever our file will be created in the public folder, then we can access it through our this URL. So let's create our URL here, and after the creation, return first of all make a URL. So URL will be our first of all HTTP localhost 8080, and then I'm not sure that public will work or not. Okay, public and our file name that we have created. So with this URL, we will access our this mp3 file. Return URL. Okay, we have this URL. So our this API has been created. Okay, move on in our. Okay, it's not the return. Actually, we have to send the response. Return rest status will be 200 and JSON URL. Okay, so our this API has been created. We will move to our frontend library. Okay, this has been. We will install Axios. Maybe X is installed already from Axios. No, Axios is not installed. We will install the Axios. npm I Axios. Okay, now it is accessible. We will call this API here. Let's call await Axios. So it will have method. Method will be post because we are using post. URL. So we have the URL http // localhost 8080 and TTS. And in data we have to send text, and then okay, catch error console.log error. We have to create make it a sync function so that we can use await. So okay, our this request has been cleared, and let's check it out that what we have. We are supposing that we will have our URL. So let's make it. Then set RDA URL response dot data dot URL. We will add the console that maybe we are not able to retrieve the data. Okay, let's console the response we have. I think it's all set. Let's check it. We will open our this console. Let's add our text, like my name is Bilal and I am a stack developer. Okay, open our network tab, TTS. Okay, it is loading now. It is independent. Maybe something is not working there. Okay, they are saying that invalid encoding type code 3. Code 3, let's see, invalid argument encoding. Okay, let's see what is the problem with the encoding. Okay, maybe we have to add a MP3 in capital letters. Audio encoding MP3. Okay, let's restart our server again. Npm run dev. Okay, let's check it again. Okay, it is still in the pending. Maybe we have, oh sorry, we did not save it. That's why we have same error. Okay, I hope it must work now. The type binary is also not good. Let me check. Yeah, I have debugged some code, and I found that we don't need this binary argument. So because it will automatically detect the audio content. And one more thing we have to do, uh, we actually have to pass a public path so that we can access our audios publicly. So let's call it public. So now when we will call our these audios from here, so this will be accessible. And one more thing that we have to call this function, because this is not a variable, it's a function. Okay, so now I think everything is set. Let's save this, and it will restart our server again. And let's go back. in our file, and okay, we will call this here so that if any error will come. Okay, let's make a request. Okay, so we have our this is successful, and let's see what payload we have. Okay, this payload, and we have this URL, and it must be set automatically here, uh, but this URL not set it here. Let's check it that what exactly happened, but we can check this URL that either it's working or not.
My name is Bilal, and I am
So
MERN-stack
it's mean
developer.
that this file has been created, but why this is not gonna set? We will check it. Response.data.url. Yeah, it must be same like this, and it must be await. Okay, we have one more thing. Let's check the response. Response.data.url. Okay, response.data.url we have set right. Source audio URL. Now we can display audio URL. I checked that that was not an issue. Actually, we have made it true with a static tag, and that's why when URL got changed, so it does not changed. So it must be reloaded or re-rendered. So, but now if we will check that, let's check it out. Refresh. Finally, we have completed this topic. So when we will click on it, okay, now we have our audio.
Finally, we have completed this
Okay, this is
topic.
working very fine. One more thing I have to tell you that you can change the voices. Uh, I just show you that how we can change it. Voices list. So we have these all voices we can use in our application. That anything we will.
Med Cloud Machine Learning tolker din applikation billeder, tekster
Just
og
in
meget mere.
Denmark, Dutch, English, English Indian version.
With Cloud Machine Learning, your application interprets images,
So
texts, and
you
more.
can take this name and this female, uh, and with this you can change this in your server here and this will create your voice same like this. In the next tutorial we will learn that how we will have a menu, like I just show you that we will load this list uh, in our application here, and after that uh, we will have an option that we can choose our voice, and after choosing the voice we will convert it dynamically, and we will able to create our own voice. Thank you so much. I hope you like the video.